Microsoft has always been a partner-led company and will always be a partner-led company. Everything we do, every product we build, every decision we make is grounded in our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We at Microsoft stand with everyone who's driving positive change.
When I was little, I had this dream that I was going to do whatever I wanted. My family believed in the importance of discovering what makes you happy and then immersing yourself in that as much as possible. For me, that's climbing. And while I've never doubted what I'm capable of, sometimes people on the outside looking in have doubted me. It's a deep personal curiosity about my own limitations that pushes me to discover just how far I can go. In May of 2016, I became the first American woman to summit Everest without the use of supplemental oxygen, completing... This was a dream that I had worked towards for 8 years. Dreams are a sort of global language, one that we all understand, but we don't all choose to speak. My dreams live in the mountains. I don't know why I had the confidence to pursue a career in climbing. I grew up rather poor, and I didn't even start climbing until I was 19 years old. But when I had the opportunity to chase my dreams and work in the mountains, I did it fearlessly. Achieving my dream took time, and it took failure. In those 8 years, I failed to reach the summit of Everest 3 different times. My climbing partner was killed when we were climbing together, and I debated quitting and doing something different. Maybe work as an accountant. But I'm not that good at math, and I had some successes as well, and this kept me rooted to my dreams. I was lucky enough to summit Everest 5 additional times. I started a mountain mentorship program to train young girls about mountaineering, and I co-founded a nonprofit to provide financial support to Nepali families after a mountain worker's death. It's called the Juniper Fund, and as of today, we support 40 families through financial assistance, vocational training, and small business grants. I haven't done any of this alone. It has taken tremendous collaboration. And something that I've learned is that collaboration is this sort of secret sauce to individual success. That might sound contradictory, but it's not. Collaboration is like the climbing rope that attaches partners and allows one person's success to be felt by many. My business has continued to grow while I travel and climb all over the world. It is not a typical office. Technology like Skype, OneNote, and OneDrive allow me to collaborate with my partners, my clients, and the families of the Juniper Fund. I am so grateful, not just that I was lucky enough to achieve my dream, but that I even had the chance to try. People often ask me if the Juniper Fund is my way of giving back. It's not how I see it. For me, that's fulfilling an obligation that I have. What I choose to give back is gratitude. Because where your dreams meet gratitude, that's where inspiration lives. The inspiration that's in us all. Thank you so much, and have a great Inspire.
In the spring of 2017, we asked you to make a short video showing us the people, moments, and things in your world that inspire you. Here is your inspiring day video.
Don't wanna be caught asleep or be left wondering if we gave all we could give, if we were all we could be. We're waking up. All got our broken dreams and insecurities, but this love that's in our veins keeps changing everything. We're waking up, yeah, we're waking up. Love is in our veins, it's in our blood. Running wild and free, we're waking up. We all wanna feel human. We all need to be loved. Oh, love is in our veins. It's in our blood. Won't let you fall apart. I've seen your wild heart. Come on and take my hand. We're shining like the stars. We're waking up, yeah, we're waking up. Love is in our veins, it's in our blood. Running wild and free, we're waking up. We all wanna feel human. We all need to be loved. Oh, love is in our veins, it's in our blood.
Can you feel it coming through you? There's a fire in your eyes, burning brighter, reaching higher. Oh, just let your soul ignite. I can see it in your eyes.
Love is in your veins, it's in your blood. Running wild and free, we're waking up. We all wanna feel human. We all need to be loved. Oh, love is in our veins, it's in our blood. Oh, love is in our veins, it's in our blood. Oh, love is in our veins, it's in our blood.
I'm Priya Gore, National Strategic Alliances Director at Blue Metal, based in Boston, Massachusetts. We are proud to be the 2017 Microsoft Worldwide Mobile App Development Partner of the Year Award winner. Blue Metal, an Insight company, is a top-performing, born-in-the-cloud partner that truly helps our clients digitally transform. As a partner, I'm inspired by the competitive edge we have with Azure to truly help our clients disrupt the markets they serve. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Microsoft's Corporate Vice President, One Commercial Partner, Ron Huddleston.
Hey! Good morning. Good morning. This is amazing. Good morning. Welcome to Microsoft Inspire. This week in beautiful Washington, D.C., we're bringing together the most attendees this event has ever had. There are over 17,000 people joining us today in this room. Thousands more, 17,000. Thousands more online. But I'll tell you what's more impressive is the incredible number of you that have been to 10 or more of these events. That says a lot about this event and the knowledge and experience that we're going to bring together here. But it says a lot more about you, your commitment to shaping this community and to Microsoft. And I want to let you know that we appreciate you and thank you for being here. Let's hear it for the 10-year attendees. Now, we're also welcoming thousands of first-time attendees, and they're bringing their new ideas and fresh perspectives, and that's great. It's because when you combine new ideas with knowledge and experience, that inspiration happens. And in the end, that's why we're all here. To connect and to leave inspired about what we can do together. So what better way to kick off this event than to recognize the partners that have done just that. They've taken their deep experience and new ideas and brought those inspirations to life for their customers. I'm talking about the 2017 Microsoft Partners of the Year. Let's take a look.
Where does a great idea come from? It comes from deep understanding. It comes from broad knowledge. It comes from a team united in a common cause. What does a great idea do? It educates, solves, protects, enlightens. It opens doors and builds bridges. A great idea inspires. Your commitment, your expertise, your drive and determination, your great ideas brought to life inspire us to do better, to dream bigger. You inspire us today. Who will you inspire tomorrow? Congratulations to the 2017 Microsoft Partner of the Year Award winners.
Congratulations to the best of the best, the 2017 Microsoft Partners of the Year. There they are, the best of the best. Congratulations. Yeah. The best of the best. Okay. All right, we will see a lot of each other this week. So thank you so much for being here. I mentioned the thousands of first-time attendees that we are welcoming here today. And I know how exciting that can be, because last year, that was me. It was my very first Microsoft event. And I remember I was sitting like in the middle, and maybe a little further back even, and I was listening to Satya talk about Microsoft's vision for the future. And I remember feeling all this energy and momentum around how Microsoft was transforming its culture and its technology and its business. And as I was sitting up there in the dark, I remember thinking to myself, this is going to mean something big for partners. And now I'm standing here, and I get to tell you we're taking all that energy, all that momentum, and we are transforming the way we partner with you. Now, like I said, I'm pretty new to Microsoft. I've been here about a year. And in Microsoft years, that's super new, just so you know. But I'm not new to partnering. I spent the last 20 years dedicated to one thing: partner success. Helping partners just like yourself grow and succeed and help ecosystems thrive. Just fighting the good fight. And sometimes working for other companies supporting partners can feel like a fight. You might know what I mean. But in all that time, I always looked towards Microsoft as that North Star, that gold standard in partnering. The company that just got so much right about working with partners. I mean, you saw it. What did Satya say? Microsoft is partner-led and always will be. What other company can truly say that? So I always knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of. So when I got here, it was surprising because I was shocked. I was shocked by how much focus there was on partners. I mean, partners were everywhere. It was in Microsoft's DNA. Those first few weeks, I'd sit in a meeting with a product leader, and they'd tell me about their plan to succeed with partners. A marketing leader, their plan to succeed with partners. A sales leader, their plan to succeed with partners. I quickly recognized that everybody had a plan for how they were going to succeed with partners. And by the way, that's this amazing and unique thing in the industry, an incredible opportunity if you're a partner that fits in that plan. But as I met with more and more of you, I was able to listen to more and more of you, you told me that if you didn't fit into that plan, or you're looking for that next opportunity to grow, that next product to build on, that next market to extend into, that next customer to sell to, that sometimes it felt like you were working with separate, multiple, partner-led companies, and not one Microsoft. You told me what you really needed was one way to get connected to all the opportunities Microsoft has for you to grow across products and programs. You told me you needed one way to get connected to customers across areas and segments. And after spending a lot more time with you as a community, what you were telling me was what you really needed was one voice to advocate for you. One seat at that table that had a plan for your success. So that's what we did. We created the One Commercial Partner Organization, bringing together all of our partner-focused teams, resources, and expertise into one group to focus on your success first. A team that's not only partner-led, but partner first. Now, doing all this to support you only works if it's simple, if it's clear, if it's aligned to what you need. And you told us you needed us to do 3 things for you. You needed us to help you build your business. You needed us to help you go to market. And you needed us to help you sell with you. The One Commercial Partner Organization is built around these 3 motions for you. First, a team to build your business with you and help you grow in any direction you want. New IP, new capabilities, new practices across all of our technologies. But with all the technical support and expertise that you come to expect from Microsoft. But I'll tell you what will feel a little different. This team to support you is not measured on one product, geography, or license type. They're aligned to your success measured on your growth. So now you have one team to go to connect, to all the opportunities Microsoft has across products and programs for you to grow. Now, when it comes to selling with you, there's a lot that we're going to be able to do. Mostly because Microsoft has so much to offer. We've got a huge sales organization that's in every market in the world, 100 million active users in the cloud, and incredible marketing muscle. We just have to make it easier for you to get connected. So we're investing $250 million in connecting partners to customers. We're starting with one new role globally, the channel manager, who specializes in, guess what? Connecting partners to customers. And this will feel very different. This is not a partner account manager. They're focused on customer success. They're focused on bringing the right partner in at the right time to the right customer. And because they work hand in hand with Microsoft sales from the smallest customer to the largest customer, you now have one team to help you get connected to customers across all areas and segments. And we're not stopping there. A big part of the $250 million investment is to break down barriers and walls that have held us back from going to market with you and co-selling with you. And so here we're doing two new important things. First, and this is a big one for many of you, you told us that our sellers focus on Azure build revenue caused friction with you. We heard you. We're making a big change. This year, we are paying our reps solely on Azure consumed revenue, aligned to how you sell. Yeah, yes. If you know, you know. So, it's a little inside baseball, but it's really important. Second, we're creating a whole new sales incentive for our sales reps to co-sell with our Azure ISVs. We're paying our reps 10% of the value of your solution, the partner solution, when it's sold, co-sold. Now, okay, Ron, great. How powerful can a sales incentive be? We actually piloted this incentive at the end of last year, and it created $6 billion, with a B, dollars of shared pipeline. And we paid our own sales reps on $1 billion of partner closed, co-sold revenue. And this year, we're taking it big. And that's just one example of what's possible when we tear down barriers and walls and work together. Now, to connect all of this, we've taken the best of what we do in go-to-market for individual partner types and individual programs, and we brought them all into one place for all partners. So now you have one team to help you get connected to everything Microsoft has to offer, including those programs I just mentioned, to help you extend into new markets and to new customers. One commercial partner, one organization, 3 motions to help you succeed and grow. A team to build with you, a team to go to market with you, a team to sell with you. Now, of course, there's so much more to share and learn about when it comes to one commercial partner this week, and we will. But this week is about so much more. I mean, in just a few minutes, Satya will be here and he'll share Microsoft's mission and his vision for the future of technology. And then on Tuesday, Judson Althoff is going to walk us through some amazing customer success stories through digital transformation. And each has one shared characteristic. They all have a trusted partner at the center. And then he'll be joined by Tony Towns-Whitley. He's going to walk us through how we are executing in industries this year. And then on Wednesday, Brad Smith will kick off the day with a really insightful talk on our impact in the world and our responsibilities as a community when it comes to security. And then finally, to bring it all together, Gabriella Schuster is going to walk us through our new simplified partnering model and what it means for you, and how one commercial partner can help you grow in the coming year. Now, also, make sure you take the time to visit the expo hall and the commons and our exhibitors and sponsors. There's so much to see and learn and do. And our sponsors and exhibitors, they help make all this possible. So, as you think about this week, and you listen to the keynotes, and you attend sessions and tracks, and visit the expo, and connect in the regional lounges, but especially as you share ideas with each other, I want you to ask yourself, what inspires you? What new idea are you going to leave with? What new product are you going to build on? What new customer are you going to sell to? And when you get back, connect with one commercial partner. Because now, inside of Microsoft, the world's best example of what is possible when a company is partner-led, you have one new group dedicated to your success that is partner first. That means your inspiration is our inspiration. So this year, starting at this event, let's take everything Microsoft can do for you and together bring your inspirations to life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a partner. And let's have a great week together. Welcome to Microsoft Inspire.
Microsoft HoloLens lets us get inside stuff earlier and experience it and start to make decisions about how to design it.
Maluba has developed an advanced reinforcement learning algorithm that beat the Atari game Miss Pac-Man. and achieve the maximum possible score.
CodeBuilder is a natural extension of the game that students already know and love, and a welcome into the world of programming.
We have so much potential in technology to help people.
It's good.
I've actually just written my name for like the first time in ages.
One of the things that saved Winston's life was the 15-second video saying, okay, a couple weeks ago, this is what he looked like. Now he looks like this.
This technology literally saved his life.
I would love to find a cure for paralysis within my lifetime.
Good morning. Good morning. It's fantastic to be here in DC, and welcome to Inspire 2017. It's pretty stunning to me that our partner conference is perhaps that event in a year that sets the tone for everything that happens throughout the year. And it's been an amazing year for us. We've just finished our fiscal year. And to know that what you do is what shapes us and what we do, and to come back and reaffirm that each year at this partner conference is really, truly a highlight for me. There are people from 140 countries here. I mean, that's a pretty stunning number. In fact, in the last year, wherever I've gone, whether it's Australia and New Zealand or the Czech Republic or Poland, I've come back inspired by the work you do, the impact you have, the opportunity you create in every area that you work in. You know, the ability to take a small business in any one of the countries that you work in and make them more productive. Take a large multinational, digitally transform them, make them globally competitive. Public sector, making that more efficient in every country. That's the breadth of impact. No other ecosystem has that. One of the other numbers that I came across this year, in particular it stood out, just given what the world is going through, is the total number of people who are employed by all of you all over the world is 17 million. I mean, think about that. It's not just the fact that that's a big number, but in a world that is rapidly becoming digital, 17 million jobs that are fundamentally about digital transformation, digital capability, that are being spread all over the world, is going to have a much broader impact in every economy, every society. That's just truly inspirational. And it's not that we are static. As a partner ecosystem, you are pushing forward, you're leaning into the future. And by the way, it's not easy. It is anything but easy. It's not linear, it's not comfortable, but you are pushing forward. In fact, there are 64,000 partners now who are leading cloud solutions. And we have partners now coming from other ecosystems and joining. There is many partners who are here today from the Linux ecosystem, from Hadoop, from Java. That ability for us as a partner-led company and a partner ecosystem to continuously welcome new partners, help them thrive as part of this community is what defines us. And so I really first want to start by saying a big thank you. Thank you for your commitment, your critical feedback, and most importantly, your drive to make us collectively better. Thank you all so very much. So I'm going to talk about what's next for us. And I want to start where I always start, which is our mission. Our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. That's the North Star that defines every choice we make. How we show up with customers, the products that we build, everything that we do is defined by this mission. What makes us unique is that focus on both people and organizations. The institutions that people build to outlast them is a first-class construct for us, and even the software solutions we build. We think about the global scale of the impact, but perhaps most importantly, we celebrate not our technology, but we celebrate the success our customers have using the technology we create. That's what perhaps defines us most uniquely as an ecosystem. Now, this mission is always going to remain constant. Technology paradigms will come and go, but we will always be centered in this sense of purpose, and this ethos of being partner-led is always going to be in everything we do. And talking about paradigm shifts, we've been talking about this mobile-first, cloud-first world for the last multiple years. And in fact, we've been getting tons and tons of feedback based on the work that you all are doing, the digital transformation stories. And we see a real rapid shift to a new paradigm that we describe as the intelligent cloud and the intelligent edge. This intelligent cloud and intelligent edge era is going to be defined by three key characteristics. The first is that every experience that you build is going to be multi-device and multi-sense. You're no longer going to be bound in terms of your computing experiences to a single device. But nor are you going to be bound to a single input-output mechanism. You may start with touch on one screen, speech on another device, inking on another device. And so the user experience itself is becoming richer, multi-device, multi-sense. The second profound shift is the infusion of AI, or AI is intrinsic in every application experience you build. I mean, think about this. An autonomous car is going to generate something like 4 gigabytes of data per second. And when you have that type of data that's being generated at the edge, compute will go to that data because data has gravity. This is happening not just in a car, it's happening in every smart factory floor, smart cities, hospitals, any edge device in any edge place. And so AI itself is being distributed because AI is about reasoning, using compute power over all this rich data to create intelligence. And the last characteristic of this paradigm is as there is all this rich data and storage, as we have more of the computation itself to generate AI get distributed, to manage all of this complexity, we need a new efficient frontier for how we develop applications, distribute applications, manage applications. And that's what the serverless revolution is all about. Containers, microservices, serverless, these are technologies that are going to be more profound than virtualization was ever. So these three shifts are going to define the era of intelligent cloud and intelligent edge. And it's not just the technology that's exciting. In fact, for people in this room, what is exciting is the opportunity it creates. With increasing digitization, where every part of our society and economy is being fundamentally transformed because of digital technology, the opportunity is greater than ever before. In fact, one of the things that has defined us as a partner ecosystem is we have been able to grab on to these platform shifts. Back in time when we saw the PC revolution, we were the ones who democratized it. Then we moved to a much bigger playground with client server. And then the mobile cloud era. But now in this intelligent edge and intelligent cloud, there is $4.5 trillion of spend. I mean, think about how every product, every service is going to have digital cogs associated with it, right? It's no longer just building an information system that keeps track of your products and services. The product and the service itself is digital. That's why being in this industry, being in this ecosystem, the opportunity is tremendous. And the way we're going to capture that opportunity is to collectively come together to address the needs of these 4 digital transformational outcomes. We've talked about these 4 outcomes the last couple of years. Empowering employees, engaging customers, optimizing operations, and changing the very product or service and business model. That's truly the North Star for us as an ecosystem. We will thrive if we do our best work in addressing the customer needs across these 4 outcomes by industry, by geography. That's it. It's as simple as that. And we have taken all of the learning in the last couple of years as we have gone about trying to impact these outcomes and learning from it, and use that to change, in fact, how we build our products, how we bring these products together into solutions, how we change even the business model and the go-to-market and the partner motions around it. So we will bring all of what we do across Microsoft into 4 solution areas: modern workplace, business applications, applications and infrastructure, data and AI. These 4 solution areas act as the ingredients in every one of these digital outcome projects, digital outcome endeavors of our customers. So the rest of my talk, rest of this conference, is for us to dig deep into this framework, understand the connective tissue of what it means to bring the solution together, what service lines, what IP, what capability you need in order to drive growth as we come together to address the customers. And so I want to start with the modern workplace. This is perhaps the most defining solution, because when we think about the modern workplace, it's top of mind for every leader out there. Empowering the people inside of your organization is a key priority for any CEO, because through that empowerment comes the shift in culture. Shaping of that culture is perhaps the early signal of the transformation that you can drive. It's so clear that job number 1 for any leader is to empower their employees. It's to be able to bring out that ingenuity, creativity of your people, to help shape the culture and transform your company so that it can be better in how it engages customers, optimizes operations, changes its products and business models. And when you think about the modern workplace, you're faced with a significant challenge in that the demographics are changing. You also have shifting skills. How teams come together is changing. And so that's what's motivating this solution around modern workplace. How do we go from building for perhaps routine tasks and individual productivity to really building so that you can bring out the creativity in us all? How do we foster those critical thinking and insights so the tools are going to help us shape that? Instead of thinking about just individuals, how do we, or even organizations in hierarchical terms, how do we think about dynamic teams that come together to build that product, to service that customer in different ways? It is also about bringing the systems all into one simple framework. Because one of the things that gets in the way of getting things done, collaboration, teamwork, is the disparity of how information gets diffused and stored and shared. So you really need a much more integrated, simple system that helps bring things together. And of course, anytime you talk about empowerment, taking out friction in how people work, you also have to face up to the fact that you have a bigger surface area of security that you now need to take care of. So it's no longer about just one endpoint being protected. You need the sophistication in terms of the security infrastructure you build, the defense in depth that you have so that an intrusion in one place doesn't propagate to the rest of your estate, the operational security insight that you have to be able to detect and respond to any attacks. That's the modern workplace. And this is the context, the motivation that has led us to take a deep look at what we're doing across our product lines. And so I'm really thrilled and pleased to announce today Microsoft 365. Microsoft 365 is a fundamental departure in how we think about product creation. This is the coming together of the best of Office 365, Windows 10, enterprise mobility and security. Products that are obviously well known. Many of you are having tremendous success. In fact, the Secure Productive Enterprise was perhaps the biggest growing product last year. But we have decided that time has come for us as a company and us as an ecosystem to talk about this in the terms that customers can get the most value. We want to bring these products together as an integrated solution, a complete solution that has got AI infused in it with intelligence, whether it is intelligence that is helping end users be more productive and creative and teamwork, or intelligence in security. It's that complete solution for intelligent teamwork and security that we want to bring about with Microsoft 365. And it's going to come in two offerings. What was Secure Productive Enterprise is going to be Microsoft 365 Enterprise. So this is for the largest businesses that are going through digital transformation. But we are very focused. And in fact, I'm so excited about the product innovation that you will see today around small and medium-sized business. And Microsoft 365 Business is the coming together of all of these products in a very compelling offer and package for every small business, every medium-sized business to have the same tools, the same sophistication that any large business has. And so the four pillars that you will see us intensely focus on when we think about the value proposition of Microsoft 365, it's all going to be about creativity. How do we redefine what we have always talked about, which is productivity in broader terms? It is about being able to get everyone to contribute in creative ways, helping them gain insights. Simplicity, teamwork is going to be another very important aspect. Teamwork in two different dimensions. One is what I describe as the inner loop, where it's about the design team, the engineering team, the sales team coming together, and then the entire company coming together. And then in the system itself, building in deeply, architecturally, that notion of simplicity and security. So that's Microsoft 365. And I thought what would be great now is to show you this in action. And we want to take you through 3 vignettes. The first is going to be about that individual creativity. How do you span multiple devices and multiple senses, have AI completely be infused and be intrinsic to all of the experiences? What does that do to how we work? So that's the first vignette. The second vignette will be about that inner loop of teamwork. How does a sales team, an engineering or a design team come together and really work to solving problems and collaborating without friction? And then we'll finish off with how does an entire company, however small or however large, stay in sync? How can you have that level of transparency in what is a fast-changing world so that the entire company can move forward as one? And so to help me do that, I wanted to invite up on stage Sonia Dara first, and then Sonia will bring on Rana later on from our Modern Workplace team to show you these demos. Sonia, take it away.
Thank you, Satya. Today, we're going to show you how we're embracing this idea of the modern workplace with Microsoft 365. So like many of you, my day begins and ends on my phone. With the rich set of Microsoft apps, I'm able to turn my phone into a productivity powerhouse. I spend a lot of my time in Outlook. It's my communications hub. And while it's essential for my job, sometimes email can be a little tedious. But with AI built into Outlook, it understands which emails I read normally and helps curate them into my focused inbox. One of the features I really love is, imagine you're on the go, you're traveling, and you're trying to pull up your flight information. But it's buried really deep within the confirmation email, and you're just struggling a little bit. At the top, now with the summary cards, all the key details are right at the top. You can even easily add it to your calendar, or if you want to, even check in right there. Sometimes while I'm on the go, some of my best ideas come, and I kind of need to flush out the ideas a little bit better. It might require a few business insights. With Power BI on my phone, I'm able to quickly gather these insights and take note. I can even put these notes directly in my OneNote, so then I can access it from any other device later on down the road. Or I can even shoot a quick IM off to my team using Skype for Business. Like most of us here, creativity and teamwork are essential for my job. But each of us express our ideas in different ways, whether through words or numbers or colors. So I was working on a document earlier on Friday on my phone, and I'm able to access it here using the Windows timeline on my Surface Pro and pick up right where I left off. Word has always been great with helping us with our spelling and our grammar checks, but now AI helps us do even more. It helps us with wordiness, helps us with double negatives, and for those of us who might suffer from dyslexia, it can help us even spell properly. Word is helping me become a better writer and making it easier for others to read my documents. For some of us, numbers are the backbone to how we make our critical decisions. Excel's done a great job of our number crunching, but AI allows us to actually do even more and to create a picture even more quickly to use and gather insights. So here's a data set of over 5,000 pieces of partner feedback items. And with one simple click, I'm able to actually score the sentiment from positive to negative to neutral. And with even one more click, I'm able to actually put this on a map that I can add into a presentation. Speaking of presentations, one of the things I personally struggle with is making beautiful slides. So here's a PowerPoint presentation I've been meaning to update, and I bet it looks a little similar to what many of you might start with, a pretty simplistic black and white design. So I'm going to insert 3 images into my title slide. PowerPoint Designer is going to offer me up a host of different design ideas. And it'll offer a complementary color palette, and it even intelligently crops the images. Now, I don't have to spend time pretending to be a graphic designer, and instead can focus on the content. Now, with Microsoft 365, I'm also able to create with 3D. So here's a 3D object I've placed into a PowerPoint presentation, and I've added it in a couple different angles on different slides. By simply adding the morph transition, it automatically creates this animation effect, making my presentation look awesome. Pretty cool, right? And while slides are a great way of communicating an idea, what about really visualizing it? With the standard camera built into Windows 10 devices, I'm able to drop that same 3D object directly into my real world. I can adjust it. I can move around it. And I can even snap a photo to then add back into that presentation. So even in a world full of digital workspaces, a lot of our brainstorming process still happens at a whiteboard. Let me show you. With its fully immersive natural UI, the new whiteboard app may look simple, but it's actually an intelligent surface using AI to allow me to be more creative. So when I draw a triangle, it actually recognizes it as a shape. I can tap on it, I can adjust the angles, and watch this. When I add a single tick, it refines it into a 90-degree angle for me. It also recognizes intent. So when I draw a line through the middle of my rectangle, it starts creating a table for me. I can start writing and filling it in, and the cells will expand for me. And I can even sort it just like I would in Excel. The whiteboard is an intersection of creativity and teamwork. But the challenge is a lot of our teams are globally distributed, and it's not quite practical to expect everyone to be in the same room working together. So I'd like to call upon my colleague, Rana, to come join me on stage to help us show how Microsoft 365 is helping solve this. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hey, Sonia.
So while I'm here in the conference room working on my Surface Hub, Rana's actually working on her Surface Pro across the stage, but could easily be anywhere across the world. We're both collaborating real time in the same brainstorming session, and you can even see other colleagues who've joined in from around the world working on their Windows 10 devices. This is dynamic teamwork in action, all enabled by Microsoft 365. Rana, take it away.
Thanks, Sonia. Teamwork and communication are key components of building a high-performing team. Microsoft Teams is my hub for teamwork. I can manage all the different teams I'm a part of in just one place, and easily stay focused on the conversations that matter to me with channels for different topics. Teams provides a modern conversation experience for our team. The conversations are persistent, so everyone stays in sync, and new members of the team can just jump right in and quickly get up to speed. And with these rich set of emojis, stickers, memes, and more, it gives us the ability to interact in a more personal and authentic way. But Teams also gives us one hub to access the apps and services our team uses every single day, like this Power BI dashboard. And I can interact with it right within Teams. I can add additional apps from Microsoft and third-party partners to keep everything my team needs right at our fingertips. I can even bring in a series of Microsoft and third-party intelligent bots right into the conversation to assist the team with tasks or connect into other apps and services. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about security, because this is a document my team has been discussing on a project codename Inspire. It contains references to intellectual property, so we need to be thoughtful about how we manage the distribution of this information. With Azure Information Protection, you can classify, label, and protect any document based on its content. The protection's persistent, so it travels with the document wherever it goes. Labels can be applied by users or automatically based on company policy, like our IT department did for this project Inspire. Now, watch what happens just a few seconds after I add the project name right into this document. It recognizes that I'm talking about sensitive content and automatically encrypts the document. And it adds a watermark for persistent protection. Smart, huh? With Teams, smaller groups can do truly amazing things together every single day. I like to think of this as my inner loop. But for globally distributed companies like Microsoft, communication also happens on a much larger scale. Part of delivering on the promise of building a modern workplace is providing frequent and open dialogue from the CEO down to every employee across the globe. That's communicating with that outer loop. So for example, each month, Satya hosts an all-hands for Microsoft employees, where he's able to share what's top of mind, but perhaps more importantly, get critical feedback from across the company. We've set up this CEO connection page on Yammer, which is a really great tool for soliciting employee feedback on a broad variety of topics, but perhaps more importantly, just getting a sense of the pulse of the company. Here's one of his most recent all-hands. Naturally, not everyone can attend in person, so we've created this immersive and interactive participation experience. On the right-hand side, you'll see the transcript of the speech. It's in English, but any employee around the world can easily change it depending on their native tongue. Using AI technology in Microsoft Translator, we can translate into more than 60 languages. 60. For instance, I can change it to Chinese, French, German, and many more. On the bottom right here, you'll see emojis. And emojis can be used as a really powerful employee communications tool to get real-time sentiment from the audience. Employees can ask questions or provide feedback directly through Yammer. Now, when the event is over, that's when the analysis begins. And you see we have the presentation here, but it's situated within the context of these rich analytics. For instance, we can see how many viewers joined the presentation over the course of the broadcast. And using our cognitive services and facial recognition APIs, we can even identify who's speaking. Up on the top right here, you'll see that employee sentiment, but it's been superimposed over a timeline of the presentation. So at any point in time, like this one, we can see what was presented, what the audience sentiment was, and now our team truly has a full picture of what was going on. Pretty cool, right? We've shown you a lot today already, but it's only a small fraction of what's possible with Microsoft 365. We've shown you how we're enabling anyone to be more creative, the power of connected teams, and how we're using tools like Yammer and Skype to get rapid feedback from across the company. We've shown you how we're enabling a modern workplace, and now you can use Microsoft 365 to help lead your customers on the same journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonia and Rana. Let me tell you, thank you also for selecting that right clip on the all hands, because it's never that positive in terms of the emojis that all of our folks have to say when I'm speaking. So I think they really did some massive editing process and picked that 5 seconds of consistently positive feedback. When you see the demos, you may think, well, those are pretty sophisticated things. I mean, this applies only to large organizations. It is absolutely true that the communication tools for that outer loop, the inner loop, the individual creativity, the security pieces that are built into Microsoft 365, I think speak to every large business's pressing needs today. So when it comes to partner opportunity, it's tremendous for you to be able to really serve the needs of these customers across their entire depth and breadth of the employee base. And hopefully you even caught that it's not just about the knowledge worker. It's even about these first-line workers in retail and other industries. Everyone needs to be connected. So the opportunity in the enterprise is clear. But we have the same opportunity to democratize access to these tools to every small and medium-sized business. That perhaps is got to be one of the biggest takeaways for people in this room, because I know many of you are serving small and medium businesses. In fact, your velocity of growth is going to be defined by how successfully can you help these small businesses become more productive, more creative. And Microsoft 365 Business is all centered around that value proposition. In fact, one partner, Solus IT, worked with a small business, Garner Foods in North Carolina, and deployed Microsoft 365. I want to give you a flavor for what both the partner and the customer has to say about it. Let's roll the video.
Garner Foods is a fourth-generation, family-owned, family-operated business that was born right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In any given year, we're selling tens of millions of bottles of sauces all over the world. We have 4 physically separate locations. We have salesmen that travel and live all over the country, and we've got to tie all these things together. Microsoft 365 Business helps us do that.
Microsoft 365 Business is the suite of Office 365 and Windows mobile device management, all topped off with security.
All of their devices and PCs, antivirus licenses, they can manage all that from one location.
I think it's a big deal that we can work wherever we are, whether it's one of us in the office with a Surface or whether it's somebody out on our production line. Working with a partner like Solus has been great. They've taken good care of us to make sure that we're getting the right products that we need.
Anytime that we can introduce something to a client that's going to save them time and help them be more productive, it's an awesome feeling. They can concentrate on running their business while we take care of their technology needs.
We use Microsoft 365 Business. It's all the things that we need in one place. Microsoft just continues to rock it.
So I want to now move to the next solution area, business applications. In fact, in a world that is increasingly becoming digital, the one need every business has is for more business process automation. In fact, it's not just about accumulating more business applications. They want to be able to connect these business processes end to end, create these systems of intelligence, systems of action. Because when you think about how your sales operation, people's operations, field operations, all of these have to come together to help you digitally transform. You want to build that next level of predictive power, analytical power that's defining what you do next. The creation of these systems of intelligence is what's motivating our agenda in terms of product innovation in business applications. Because what gets in the way today of this next level of automation and efficiency is the monolithic suites, right? Just deploying these suites of software are just not going to cut it anymore. You need modular functionality. But it's not just that you get these individual modules, but you also want to break free from the silos of data that get created every time you deploy a new business application. You want to, in fact, separate out the data plane from the process so that you can have a connected graph of data that you can reason over and add AI capability. Because one of the ways a lot of this automation is going to be driven is through the predictive power of AI that operates across all your data, not data in one app. And lastly, there is no such thing as a canonical business application. Everything is going to be different, different by geography, different by industry, different by size. And also, it's not static. In other words, you don't start a business, deploy a business system, and not expect change. If anything, you are going to continually evolve, and your business applications and business process automation has to keep up with that change. And so you can't be subject to the limitations of customization frameworks that are limited to one application. You need a common rich data model. You need a workflow engine that can operate consistently across all of your business applications. That's the modern world of business applications. And that's what is behind us building Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and LinkedIn into this one connected graph, one connected system with a consistent extensibility model. That's the richness that we think is going to create tremendous opportunity for all of you as partners, but most importantly, it will be transformative for our customers. And so I wanted to give you a flavor for how you can reframe business process automation and business applications. And to help me do that, I wanted to invite up on stage Elisa, who leads our Dynamics 365 marketing team. Elisa, come on in.
Today, we're incredibly excited to showcase how business applications are modernizing sales operations as well as human resources. As many of you know, time is one of the greatest assets for a seller. And historically, tools like CRM, email, and social have been used to capture and transact information. But a seller lacked the ability to really take the knowledge of that information and gain insight and take proactive action. Today, with the release of Microsoft Relationship Sales, we're bringing together the power of Dynamics 365, Office 365, Azure, and LinkedIn to enable a seller to have a holistic view of their business, to be able to engage their customers more effectively, and to network more efficiently. Let's take a look at how we've deployed this internally at Microsoft. So here, you see a typical dashboard that I would live in every day as a seller. It shows me all of my open opportunities. It shows me the complexion of my accounts. But most importantly, it shows me where I have revenue shortfalls. And this is where I need to prioritize my time. I can now go in and look at my opportunities plotted by the estimated size of the opportunity, the expected close date, and now with Microsoft Azure Machine Learning, I can see the health of those opportunities. So the NBA is one that is closest to closing. It's material enough for me to meet my revenue goals for the quarter, but it's showing at risk. So I want to understand how to de-risk that account quickly. I go into the opportunity, and there are three things that stand out. First, this account is still in the develop phase. So even though it's estimated to close soon, it still has a ways to go through the sales cycle. Two, I only have one contact at this account, Justin Gurney. And three, with the Microsoft Graph, I can see that my last communication with Justin, which was a follow-up to the presentation that I gave to him, has gone unanswered. So I know that I need to either re-engage Justin quickly, or I need to expand out my network within the account. And I'm going to do that by pulling LinkedIn directly into the opportunity. I can now see all of my LinkedIn contacts that are connected to Justin, and I can also see colleagues at Microsoft that are connected to him as well. So Steven's somebody that I want to reach out to and ask for assistance, because I think he can help. So I've queued up an email. I let him know what's going on with the account, and asked for him to do some outreach. But rather than attach a bunch of documents to this email, I've actually compiled everything that is relevant for the MBA, and I've put it in Point Drive, which is LinkedIn's digital repository. I can share with Steven the presentation that I gave to the MBA. I can share with him the proposal that I'm working on, as well as some relative marketing information that I think that might be interesting to the account. So I'm going to go ahead, get the link, put that back, and embed that in the email, and then send that off to Steven. Now, at a later date, rather than track down Steven and ask him if he was able to do outreach to Justin and to others in the account, I can just go back into Point Drive and actually see who he was able to share the content with. I can see that he did share it with Justin, as well as some additional contacts at the MBA. So that's expanding my network. But in addition, my customers also expect me to know what is top of mind for them and relevant. And within Point Drive, I can see what content was consumed and for what duration. So this helps me tailor my pitch to the MBA as well as my ongoing engagement. Now, thank you. Now, as I mentioned, I need this deal to close. So I'm going to continually monitor it, and I'm going to do that with my mobile device in Outlook. I see that Justin has emailed me. This is good. He's thanked me for the presentation. He'd like to move forward with a new proposal, and he's included the 2 new contacts that Stephen was able to reach out to. So I want to take immediate action. I'm going to bring in Dynamics 365 directly into my mobile environment. And the very first thing that I want to do is to be able to bring those new contacts into my open opportunity. So I have everything up to date, all in one place. This will allow me to have a comprehensive set of outreach and be able to follow up with a proposal and schedule meetings. So I'm going to go ahead and add in to my open lead. So what you've seen here is the ability to move a deal along faster and to expand my network and get one step closer to my goals. And while this is available to our enterprise sellers, we've also brought this same integration to a small business seller as well, in an environment that they live in every single day, Outlook. So with the Outlook Customer Manager add-in, I can actually see, as a small business seller, all of the relevant contact history for a particular opportunity, as well as meetings that I've had and follow-up engagement. I can also access an integrated dashboard that allows me to see all of my history, if my mouse will cooperate. That'll help me look at all of the information within an account. Now, what we've seen here is the ability for us to take a variety of data sources and surface it in a way that is meaningful for a seller, ultimately making them more proactive, more efficient, and more productive, and helping them to save time. Now, we've talked about modernizing sales operations, but actually, let's shift now and talk about how we are modernizing human resources and talent acquisition. With the pace of innovation, it is so important to have organizations have the right people in the right roles. And with Dynamics 365 for talent, we are delivering for interviewers, candidates, and hiring managers a connected and consistent experience across the employee lifecycle. Let's actually take a look at this from the lens of a recruiter. So one of the greatest challenges of recruiting is being able to take a job profile and match that up against potential candidates. Now, with LinkedIn Recruiter integration directly into Dynamics 365, I can set all of the specific parameters of a role and then have, through the LinkedIn network, potential candidates surfaced right against that criteria. I can also see those candidates that are open to new opportunities, which allows me to prioritize my outreach. I can also move them directly in to the interview process. And with the integration of Office 365 into Dynamics as well, the next challenging thing with interviewing is scheduling. And Office 365 enables me to set the duration, the day that I would like the interviews to happen, and automatically connects the candidate's availability with the interviewer's availability. And so I get a set of recommended interviews, and then I can also monitor who's accepted, who's declined, and I can adjust accordingly. The candidate can also come in from an external portal and see who they're meeting with, as well as their schedule. So this eliminates the need of the back and forth. It keeps everybody up to date. Now, once we've moved a candidate through the interview process, it's incredibly important for a hiring manager to be able to see all of the feedback associated with a candidate to be able to assess whether or not they are a right fit for the organization. In addition, the hiring manager can also go in and recommend a candidate for hiring directly within this environment. So no need to go to a third-party tool or to have to start a separate email string. It can all be done within the feedback pane. Now, lastly, When a candidate accepts, it is incredibly important that they have a very good onboarding experience into a company. And with Dynamics 365 for Talent, we are able to integrate into a variety of back-end sources to be able to produce a very comprehensive list of all the activities that a new employee needs to complete, helping them to prioritize their time. But we also want to ensure that they know who they're working with. So we can visually assemble who their team is, their stakeholders, as well as their LinkedIn contacts that also work in an organization. So this powerful combination of a prioritized set of activities with a great network enables a new employee to hit the ground running on day one. With Dynamics 365 for Talent, we're enabling organizations to discover, hire, and onboard the right people at the right time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully that gives you a great view into how you can start reframing the dialogue, the conversation around business applications. You know, you can deploy new business apps, you can replace, but you can also reframe. Even if a customer has a CRM system from the past, which does sales management, you can transform it to do social selling. If a customer already has systems for doing people administration, you can transform it to do talent engagement. You can also get hold of those new opportunities. Every IoT project out there leads to preventive maintenance, leads to new deployments of field service. That ability to expansively look at business applications is perhaps one of the biggest drivers of growth for all of the partners out here. So I want to now move to the last two solution areas: applications and infrastructure, data and AI, both topics close to my heart. The transformation that these technologies are going through are just mind-boggling. For someone who's grown up around these technologies all my life, I've never seen this level of innovation, this level of change to what is an increasingly digital world. I mean, it's all being driven because of that. You know, it's no longer the debate even of, is it private versus public? In fact, it's clear as day that what is needed is more distributed computing infrastructure, that true hybrid computing fabric, so that you can manage your smart city, smart factory, smart car, as well as take advantage of the public cloud. You're definitely going to need new units of compute. Virtualization has been amazing, but now this new era of microservices, containers, and serverless is going to be fundamentally transformative to the core of what we write as applications. We now have database richness. I mean, if you look at the databases that we support, Azure DB, Cosmos DB, the SQL Warehouse, the data lake, but it's about being able to connect it all into one digital data estate that you can reason over and create AI. That's really the key. And it's no longer just about big data and analytics. If anything, some of the breakthroughs in artificial intelligence is about being able to create inferences with small data. And so that evolution from big data and analytics to, in fact, cognitive services and true AI capabilities that are part of your applications is what is going to define this next era. And Azure is fundamentally built with these needs, these shifts in mind. We are building out Azure as this first hyperscale cloud that supports true distributed computing with Azure Stack. We're building in the productivity loop, whether it's for a developer who is trying to build through CI/CD, this continuous integration, continuous deployment, and even for the DevOps person, how can they be so much more productive using the tools harness, the deployment harness that are built in to Azure toolchain? Intelligence, the higher level capabilities for you to be able to drive intelligence, and of course, trust. Trust in two forms. The core security architecture of Azure, but also meeting the real-world needs of regulated industries and digital sovereignty needs of countries by adhering to them. I just want to dig into one aspect, because there's a lot of richness in Azure. We add a lot of capability. In the last year, we've done a lot of work. But one area that may not be as evident to you is AI. The entirety of the stack now is ready for you to exploit as part of your practices, your solutions, your own IP creation. The data estate is the foundation, because without data, there is no AI. So that rich data estate is that foundation. On top of that, we have the best GPU support for you to be able to do training, the best FPGA support, and a lot more coming. So amazing core infrastructure for you to create AI. Support for all of the frameworks. CNTK has amazing support for especially RNNs and CNNs, which are really key. But we also support TensorFlow, Caffe, Tinos, all of the open source frameworks. We also have the best work that Microsoft is doing, whether it's from HoloLens or Skype Translate. Some of the amazing research work we have done is now all available to you as APIs for computer vision, for speech, for text understanding, the knowledge base, so that you can build that into your applications. And even the bot framework, that's perhaps been the one tool that's really taken off in many, many industries to build these conversational interfaces. So that rich AI capability is what we already see being incorporated into the many solutions that you're building. And to give you a feel for how Azure is evolving, the richness of the projects, the applications that customers and partners are building, I wanted to invite up on stage Julia White from the Azure team to give you a feel for it. Thank you. Julia?
Thanks, Satya. All right, now let's take a look at an example of modernizing an existing line of business system and creating a new AI-based customer experience, all using Azure. Now, I'm going to use an example of Litware Insurance, and they sell consumer, home, and auto insurance. And I know not everyone loves managing their auto insurance policy, but this new AI experience makes it fast and easy for the customer and cost-effective for Litware. Now, here in Litware's website, it's running in Azure, and they're using the Microsoft Bot Framework for the customer chat experience. So let me show you how that works. Now, I'm going to get it started. It's prompting me in English. Makes sense. I'm on an English website. But maybe I speak Spanish. I can go ahead and reply in Spanish. And with language translation, it actually identifies that and will respond back to me in Spanish, a great way to reach customers regardless of the language they speak. Now, I mostly speak English, so I'm going to go ahead and reply back that I need insurance in English. And again, it'll identify that and reply back in English for me and walk me through some smart prompts, like I do, in fact, want auto insurance today. So I'll select that. And it's going to, again, kind of help me through this quote. So as ask me if I'm an existing customer. Yes, I am. And provide my name. Now, security breaches continue to happen because of identity breaches. And so rather than just have me log in this moment, it's actually going to use stronger security, multi-factor authentication in this case, using one of our AI capabilities, which is biometrics, voice and facial recognition. So let me just record first. My voice is my passport. Verify me. It's going to go ahead and process that and make sure, in fact, it is me. And then also, I'll add a picture to do facial recognition. So I'll add a photo shot, selfie here. Oop, it's sideways. All right, that's OK. That'll work. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look kind of sad. Maybe I should turn sideways. No, kidding. So I'm looking sad for a reason. It does facial recognition, but it also does sentiment analysis. And so it's giving me an appropriate response. It's seeing I'm sad and saying, don't worry, we'll make this painless. Very smart experience. Now that I'm authenticated in, it's pulling information from my real account. So it's saying, hey, it looks like you have a daughter. Do you want to add her? So I'll say, sure, that's what I want to do. Starting that terrifying driving age, of course. And again, kind of walk me through prompts, pulling real information from my account to help this. So it's going to ask me what kind of car. I'll say it's a sedan. And let's see, the car make. It's a Ford Fusion we're getting. Now I have a photo. So again, for my policy to get it right, they want a picture, so I'll go ahead and add that. Now instead of loading the correct picture, however, I'm going to, in this time, purposely add the wrong picture. Try that again. Let's see. Let me try it over here, see if that works better. Nope, let me go back here. All right, let's see if we can get this one. All right, might want work. Let me go ahead and try this here. Nope. All right, let's see if I can get this over here. Try to load the picture, because what we do have is image recognition in the system. So if I load the wrong picture, we have machine learning models that will actually say, hey, that's not the right kind of car, and let me instead put in the right picture as well. So let's see. I can go here. We're loading it. It's gotten grumpy on me here for a second. So you'll just have to trust me on this one, that image recognition. And again, using machine learning models, we can train it to identify, again, whether it's a sedan or not. So I, as a customer, make sure I get the right quote and the right policy in that front. So it kind of gives you an example of this bot experience. And now, I think, let me try one thing. It's not quite, oh, here we go. Switching over to my backup machine. Look at that. All right, perfect. Just like it happened like it was supposed to. All right, so there's the wrong car. So let me go ahead and put in the right car. There we go. Now I'm going to put in the Ford Fusion. All right, we got one working here. All right, now it's identified that that's the right kind of car, and it's going to go ahead and push me through the process. Let's see. Nope. All right, we're going to have to trust me on this one. But if I go through this process, let's say I get upset or get escalated into another thing, what they'll do is automatically transition me from the bot agent to a customer service agent so they can help me address any concerns that I might have. Again, it'll use language recognition to detect that sentiment and make sure that I can move forward in terms of that experience. Now, I'm going to actually, as you think about transitioning from the bot experience to the customer service experience, I'm going to go ahead and show you that it's all being captured in Dynamics 365. So if I go now into Dynamics 365, as a customer service agent, I see that full bot experience, the chat that I'm having, as well as my entire account information right here as well. So it's easy to transition between agents and have a great seamless customer experience for folks. Now, this scenario was in the case of an insurance policy, but it's really applicable to any customer, any company that has customer service. And this is, in fact, very much what Microsoft uses for our own consumer customer experience as well. So that's the front end. Let's switch gears for just a second and show you, kind of lift the hood on what this experience looks like in the cloud. Now, Litware has migrated their legacy line of business insurance policy system into Azure. And they've used containers to modernize the development and operations of that application. And here in the Azure portal, I can manage it, secure it, and update all of my application, as well as all of my cloud infrastructure. And also from here, I can tap into modern technologies using Azure. And one of the best things is I can run it across all of Azure's 40 global regions. And now available for order today, Azure Stack. I can also then extend this same application to Azure Stack to literally run it anywhere in a consistent hybrid model. But now that it's here in Azure, I can use those cutting-edge technologies like bot and AI to extend the system and create experiences around it, like that bot chat I just showed you. So let me show you what's powering that bot experience. So here in Azure, I've created a workflow that's powering that bot. And you see I'm connected to a number of different systems like Dynamics 365 or SAP. And these are both first and third-party systems with hundreds of pre-built connectors with Azure that I can just plug in to use. And these are just a few of many, many more, making it very simple to create this rich system across all of my line of business applications. Now, as I scroll down, I have here a customer churn prediction model using machine learning right here within my workflow to make it a smart workflow and trigger the right responses. But I'm also in this workflow using here Azure Functions, and this is serverless compute. And serverless is a super efficient modern application model that's purely event-driven. And I'm using Azure Functions here to monitor a very, very specific event. In this case, a customer quote request coming in from my website. And it only triggers when that event happens, which means I'm only using exactly and paying for what I need, whether there's 2 customer requests or 2,000 each day. There's no excess capacity or cost on that front. Again, a very efficient modern application model powered by Azure. Now, I mentioned that I'm using machine learning here, so I'll go ahead into my machine learning experience. Now, machine learning can improve almost any business process. Azure provides a robust set of machine learning capabilities, but the best part is you don't have to be a PhD to be able to use it and get the benefits from it. And here in Azure Machine Learning Studio, I can create and adjust the models on the fly. I can run experiments to optimize those models. And once I get a model that's really optimized, I can actually just, right from here, click and deploy it right into my production service. With the great integration of the Visual Studio developer tools and Azure, we are able to offer the most productive development experience in the market. Now, this scenario is about modernizing an insurance system, but the ability to run a global application reliably and tap into modern technologies like serverless and machine learning and AI has far-reaching use cases. So I want to show you a very different example of this. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my iPhone to show you that. Now, earlier, when I was getting my policy, if at some point I might have gotten upset, they can offer me a solution. And an example would have been a connected car solution, kind of to help me feel better about my insurance policy system. Now, I want to show you a very real-world application that does just that. And it's made by a great Azure partner called Mojio that's based in Vancouver, BC. Now, Mojio is a startup that's building this app entirely on Azure. And they've partnered with T-Mobile to go to market. And they've combined it with this very cool IoT device, and I just plug this device right into my car, and it begins immediately streaming a bunch of helpful information into my application. So here on my app, I can see that I have multiple cars connected. I have some location information about my cars, where they are, as well as things like I see my fuel level, and I notice that my battery is getting low. It's great to help me make sure I don't get surprised with a dead battery one day, which is very helpful. Now, Mojio has gone from launching this brand new app as a startup to serving customers all over the globe in just a few years. And they were able to grow and scale their business entirely using Azure. And this is just one of many of our IoT partners building incredible solutions, tapping into those Azure IoT technologies. And in addition, you can combine that with Windows IoT technology to address the full range of intelligent edge solutions. So whether it's helping a 50-year-old insurance company modernize their line of business system or building a brand new business from scratch, Azure provides an incredible opportunity for us to help our customers and grow our collective businesses. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Julia. Thank you. So hopefully all of those demos give you a flavor for how these 4 solution areas acting as ingredients to the digital transformation outcomes that customers care about can create a tremendous opportunity for everyone. And I think as you think about your capability building, your IP building, that I hope you will take away from Inspire ideas, form connections across the partner ecosystem so that you can tap into this growth potential. So I want to close by talking about that inspiration. In the last year, I've seen a marked difference in terms of the ambition level of the partners, the transformative projects that are getting deployed in the real world. So I want to take you through this very quick whirlwind tour. First, let's go to Germany. Liebherr is a mid-market company, one of the German national champions that builds refrigerators. And they're not just building a refrigerator, they're building refrigerators for both industrial and consumer with computer vision in the refrigerator. So that means they can recognize objects, automatically fill in the inventory list, the shopping carts. Let's now travel home for us to Seattle, to Boeing. And what Boeing is doing is pretty phenomenal. They're taking what is essentially a plane and creating a digital twin. So then when they deliver to an airline, they're not just delivering the plane, but they're delivering the digital twin that's able to process billions of events in real time coming from the sensors in the plane, and then give the airline all of the information required about fuel efficiency, passenger flow, and everything. A digital twin that is real time. Now, let's imagine how you can change how to make any place, whether it's a hospital, a factory floor, or a construction site, safe. Using commodity cameras with deep neural nets deployed at the edge on those cameras, you can turn any physical space into a search engine where you can reason about the people, the objects, and the policies that you have created so that there is safe operations. And in fact, a partner called Prism is deploying these solutions using, again, Azure Cognitive Services capabilities. Now let's go to Schneider Electric, in fact, a farm in New Zealand. Now, Schneider Electric took one of the oldest challenges that we as a society have had, agriculture, and truly transformed it. 70% of the fresh water, even today, gets used in agriculture. And so if you put sensors in the field and collect that data, use it to optimize how and when you pump water, using, in fact, offload electric meters, and then optimize for the yield of the crop, you can transform farming and, more importantly, deal with some of the environmental challenges. So it's amazing to see the solution that Schneider has built and what it can do for us as a society. Now, let's go to retail. In fact, another partner out of Australia, Lakiba, has taken what is perhaps the real frontier of retailing. There's a lot of talk about e-commerce. But one of the things that's exciting is every physical outlet in retail is going to be transformed by AI. Just imagine if you could do to the physical space what you were able to do to web pages through use of AI, where your merchandising draws you in. Again, using camera tech, you can now start dynamically using data to help merchandise in any retail outlet. ThyssenKrupp, it's fascinating to see this company and what they've done in many of their product lines. But the one product line that personally speaks to me is their stair lift division. When you are trying to install a stair lift, it's an error-prone process because you kind of have to measure it, then it goes off to manufacturing, and then usually comes back with errors, and so it's an iterative process. But with the HoloLens and its computer vision capability, you take accurate measurements day one, and then, in fact, before going off to manufacturing, you can take the installation and see it, and then send off to manufacturing, and completely changes the efficiency curve and the satisfaction rates. So transformative both in terms of product creation and business model. Case Western Reserve. Now, Case Western Reserve and Cleveland Clinic came together and said, we're going to change education and medical education. The first-year anatomy class at Case Western Reserve is taught using HoloLens. And I recently was there, and I talked to both the professors who are teaching it, and they were all saying, I wish we had this when we were learning. And I, as an electrical engineer who never understood Maxwell's equation, I was thinking, I would have loved that too. It's fantastic to see the transformation that is happening with all of these solutions. And when I think about what we are centered around, which is our mission, I think about the impact we can have as a community, as an ecosystem. This mission acts as this amazing platform for us to truly go after the things that we are passionate about and have a lasting impact in societies and communities that we live in. And one project that truly inspired me was Project Premonition, which started, in fact, in Microsoft Research, where we took some cutting-edge AI work, autonomous drone work, and came together with many partners, partners who had expertise in hardware, partners who had expertise in connectivity, and said, how can we address that very pressing need of spread of epidemics? In this case, Zika. What if we can take the latest and greatest AI tech, the latest and greatest drones, and then detect Zika before it spreads into an urban area? What a difference can it make? Especially in an age like ours today, where sometimes we get saturated with solutions for more conspicuous consumption. I am inspired by what we as an ecosystem can do to go address the real needs of our economies and our society. That is what I believe makes us truly unique in high tech. And I want to leave you with that story of Project Premonition, and hopefully it'll inspire all of us collectively in the years to come to not only build technology, but to use technology to have the broadest of impacts. Thank you all so very much to being at Inspire, and hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you.
What if technology gave us the power to turn this enemy into an ally?
Microsoft and its partners are using smart traps to capture mosquitoes and sequence their DNA to fight disease. There are over 100 million pieces of DNA in every sample. With the Microsoft Cloud, we can analyze the data faster than ever before. If we can detect new viruses before they spread, we may someday prevent outbreaks before they begin.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes this morning's Vision keynotes. The next sessions will begin shortly.